Okay, so those screenshots were about 100 hours of gameplay and I think like 12,000 boss giants killed. So that was 60 to 70 attack, 60 to 80 strength, 60 to 70 defense, which I'm about to get. And then I think maybe like 65 HP to 75 HP, and then my pro level's up to 53. So that was, I mean, that took forever. And there's 70. God, that was a long grind. I was on holiday for the past week or so I just pretty much had my I'd have my laptop next to me with an AirPod in, and I'd have, it sounds really nerdy, but I'd have my effect volume on 1, and then when I heard myself stop hitting the moss giants, I'd go and click reset my aggro and that kind of thing. But my god, that was way too long. I'm not doing any more combat now till pay to play, and I also made a ton of GP, so let's have a quick look at the bank. Also, just before I do, these stats look super clean now. I'm happy with this. That's 91 combat level as well. And final thing before I show the GP I made, these were my stats at the end of last video 9 days ago. So I was top 172 and 775 total. And then almost 10 days later, I've dropped about 15 ranks with 40 more levels. Granted, they were some really slow levels because of the XP required to get from like level 75 to level 80. But I've kind of kept my similar rank, just with a load more XP. But now I've got a ton of easy levels here in smithing, runecrafting, etc. But we'll go into that in a moment. And here we are with the bank. I have made, honestly, probably maybe 2 mil from all of those moss giants killed. The lore runes is like 500, 600 each, so that's almost maybe 600k. This around 300k. I got a load of steel bars. Not all of these I picked up. That would have really slowed the XP down. Picked up a bunch, bought a bunch, and iron bars the same. This should take me to around 50, maybe just below. Some of the hard level bodies, I think I stuck a screenshot in there. I sold. Someone came to the crown door and sold them to Bandit Cat for me, and I gave him like a 25% out of the 100% loot that came from it. And the cash tax grown. This part of the bank's a bit dirty, but oh, a load of big bones. I was banking them at the start, but then I started having I would go to moss giants with like a noted stack of lobsters and strength potions, and then what I'd do is I would sell them. So I'd kill them here at the south end of the island. Go through here, go through the dungeon, come out at here, unnote them at the general store, go back through, and I would have the GP from all the alchables like myth swords and what is it? Steel kite shields and something else I forgot. Black square shields, that's it. And it'd be much quicker than going all the way through here, down here, around to Draenor. It'd be better XP per hour, means I get more GP and better opportunity cost. But yeah, with all that GP, I'm going to start spending it on getting my skills up now and have a break from combat to try to get to top 100, finally. So that's smithing, runecrafting, probably get these to 60s, these to 60s, and that should take me more or less to the top 100, and then I can always get some easy crafting levels. Mining levels, range, I'm going to wait for pay to play and use knives. I just don't think it's very efficient to be using the oak shortbow right now. That's just too much for me. And yes, that's probably the grind for now. Let's start with smithing. And just whilst I go buy my hammer to get started with the smithing, I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you that all my combat stats I'm actually now top 50 in. Well, attack, defense and strength, almost top 50 in HP, but that is pretty cool, especially attack. I'm top 26 in, which is close to the front page, but I think it's top 21 to be front page in 2004. Buying some final iron bars before I get started with this smithing grind. And that's one of the first of many skilling levels this video. It's really nice to get levels quickly, and it's very refreshing compared to what it's been for the past week or so. Okay, that only took about 5 minutes, but that is all of my iron bars used. So now on to steel. And I'm level 35 smithing. It does feel really cost inefficient to make steel scimitars as opposed to steel bodies and high alching them, but... And that's 40 smithing. And that's 41 smithing, which means I can now do steel chainmails, which are the most effective item to smith, all the way up to 48 until you get steel plate bodies. The other ones, like steel plate skirts, steel plate legs, actually give less GP for when alching. These give 750, and I think the plate legs and plate skirt give around 600, so this is definitely the best. And 45 smithing. I think we're flying up the high scores right now. 47 smithing. Okay, and this one here is a pretty important level. This would get me to... I think of this chain, yeah, there we go. 48 smithing, which can get us steel plate bodies, which is pretty much the last thing we'll be making for as long as we do smithing, up until pay to play releases. Okay, I did a few calculations and I needed 60 more steel bars to get to 50, so we're almost there. Final inventory taking us to 50 smithing and the random. Let's get him away. That's 50 smithing, which actually looks kind of clean. I'm gonna. Well, let's have a look actually. Let's see. I've got a fair amount of alcohols now, which I'm thinking I might. Let's have a look at all of these. So. And all of the bars gone pretty much. Yeah, all steel and iron bars gone. So what I'm thinking is I might go and do some. I need to buy about 7k rune essence, and I'm gonna go do air runes whilst alching these as I'm walking back and forth from the altar. That's a plan I say now, but we'll see what I end up doing. Okay, so I've just had a look at this calculator. I think I'm gonna need about 6.5k S to do 40 rune crafting. So that'll be about 180k, 200k. Okay, that was more expensive than I thought, but that should be enough. I thought I'd quickly share this, by the way, before I start getting rune crafting levels. This is my total rank before my smithing levels have come in, because I haven't relogged yet. So total is 184 overall, and that is now 156. So 156, yeah, almost top 150. And this rune crafting should get us up a bunch as well, which is pretty nice to see. There's the first few levels done. Now 25 rune crafting. There's 28 rune crafting. Yeah, there we go. And that's 30 rune crafting, so 10 more levels, and then we're level 40, and then we're probably going to stop there. Okay, it's a new day, and we're starting off with 35 rune crafting. Just selling some of the lore runes I got from Moss Giants to cover some future skilling. 38. These are going pretty quickly, which is quite nice, building up a pretty good cash stack after spending lots on the essence. And there we go, with one more level to go, level 39. And finally, that is 40 rune crafting, which I'm now going to stop doing rune crafting and probably go on to quickly getting 60 woodcutting and 60 fire making. Also, I think I spent about 220k on getting the essence to make all of these air runes, and these were about 9-10 GP each if I waited long enough, so it's around break even, which isn't too bad. But I'm probably going to save these air runes. I'm tempted to buy a load of death runes and do fire blast mage training, because I really want to get 80 mage before pay to play releases, so I have charge and entangle to do some PKing at green drags. So I'll keep the airs and see if I can get some death runes for cheap. I've got a listing up at the moment for 60 each, and typically they sell for like 70-80, so we'll see if I'm lucky. And we only needed one level, but that's 60 woodcutting, so I'm going to finish this inventory, then go do some fire making. That's 55 fire making, 58. There we go, that's the final level of fire making, level 60. New logs can now be burnt, and it's looking kind of clean. So I think I'm now going to do some fishing and cooking. I mean, I'm probably going to get all of these to level... Grats him as well. I'm probably going to get all of these to level 60 before pay to play anyway, but next up is fishing and cooking. Okay, I've just bought a fly fishing rod and 6,000 feathers, which should last me a good amount of time. There's so many people online these days, it's nice to see how busy it gets here. It's cool. Okay, and this should be one of the first of many cooking levels. There we go, 51. I'm fishing them right here, then chopping a log and cooking all in one, then dropping them on the floor. Dropping is kind of annoying because you've got the eat option as well, as opposed to just being raw. But still, it's better XP. And there we go with the first fishing level of many as well. Also, I'm really enjoying the vibes here. This is the most 2004Scape thing ever. I've worked out a little deal with someone where he's taking my cooked fish off of me for each inventory, banking it, and I'm just paying him 15k GP or so an hour, which saves some time from power fishing and dropping them each time, which is just so long. So yeah, that's nice. 52 fishing with, oh, just missed it, but 53 cooking as well. Seems one of the mods have just logged in and come to the middle of the river, level 2 as well. Pretty cool to see. Alrighty, that's 53 fishing. Fuck, I just missed it, but I got 54 cooking as well. I'm going to leave it there now. I'm 874 total. I'm going to go do some mage training at Greater Demons with a friend, and then I'll come back to this and get these to 60s soon after. And paying the guy who was doing the runs. I was getting around 20k XP per hour in fishing doing that, and around 50% higher in cooking, so 20k fishing XP, 30k cooking XP an hour doing a method with the runner. I'm not too sure if it's quicker, I'm assuming it is, but I don't know if I'd prefer just doing normal fishing, or power fishing, the trouts and salmons, and then just buying raw lobs, cooking them, and selling the cooked lobs instead. It was a bit too click intensive, especially for what I'm wanting to do right now, but, you know, it's a method. Right, let's go. And the mage grind has started. I'm just going to do this up until... Well, I'm trying to get this to level 80 before pay-to-play launch, but it costs a lot of money. Like, this is way too much. So I'm going to be doing it kind of intermittently. Do some mage and skilling, then mage and skilling. Because I obviously need to afford these death runes. I think it's around 20,000 death runes for... That's assuming if I'm splashing. To get to... What's it called? 80 mage, or 75 mage at least. So maybe 35,000 for 80 mage, which is total cost. I think it was around like 3.5, 4 mil, which is a lot of GP. So it's going to be pretty slow, but we'll get there.
Defense 50, range 4.
And HP and prayer.
Freeze 50 prayer. I can take if you need.
I'm all good. I just can't really hit much on his.
Pot up.
Yeah, I'm fully potted.
Nice. Good damage.
Oh, I'm out of
Is that a
run.
run?
You go. Yeah, you go. Just had the worst luck. Back to back, I got Addy Legs from one, Greater Demon, and Myth Kite from another. Both 1 in 128, and a Rune Fullhelm is also 1 in 128. So that could have been back-to-back Rune Fullhelms, but nope, got the other two shitty ones instead. And this should be 62 mage in one more cast. I could sit up here for hours, to be honest. It's really chill. Also, I missed in one of the clips earlier that I got 875 total, which is nice to see. Been crashed a few times, and some scouts have come, and we've had a few PK fights. Nothing came of them. But that's 63 mage. That was a long one actually because of all those interruptions. We were 3 west of it. It's going south. Southwest or something. I've run out of binds.
Southwest.
Fuck. I thought I'd come to Varrock Bank and try top up on my death runes and nature runes and did some high alching whilst waiting, which has more or less brought us to 65 mage. In a second, there we go. 65 mage, which is nice to see. Final few alks are now done, made a load of GP back from the steel bars, got a few lamps, 50k magic XP I think, and getting near to 66, so that was worth it. Alrighty, we're back to fishing. I'm going to get to 55 fishing and 56 cooking, and then I've got a pretty cool surprise to show you guys on the high scores. There's 56 cooking, and 55 fishing, which means that we are finally in the top 100 of the high scores, even after joining a few weeks late. Next stop, front page.